Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jugs, and this game, before we get into the Q&A, because this is going to be a Q&A video, I figured we'd talk a little bit about this game. Now, this game that you guys are looking at right now is called TF2 Arcade, and it is a free download, and you guys can download it via link in the description, and it is easily a very solid, very fun arcade game. You can lose track of anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes of your time just playing this game. There's multiple classes in this game. They all behave really similarly to the actual classes and how they play in the real game. They all have the same weapons, the same melee weapons, the same sidearms, etc., etc. It's really awesome. It's just a little, TF2. It's like a little TF2 fanboy gift. It's a gift to the TF2 fanboys is what I'm trying to say. But let's get into this Q&A. So first question. So Blacklight Attack asks, who would you most want to fight to the death, and what do you choose for each side? What weapon do you choose for each side? Now this is an interesting question because there are a few people in this world that I truly want to kill, and if I had to pick one, I'd say Channing Tatum. And if not Channing Tatum, then Sam Worthington, because they are both fucking horrible actors, especially Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum takes the cake on my worst actor of all time, in my opinion, that has starred in really big movies that he has no business being in. I think the only reason he gets by is because of his good looks, and believe me, his looks, I am all about his looks. He is an attractive man. I mean, that guy is so fucking sexy. He's one of the sexiest men that I've ever seen. And there's this one picture where he's like dressed in this 50s outfit, leaned against this 50s car, this 60s car, I can't really tell. But he's just leaned up on there modeling or whatever, and man, I had a boner so quick. That guy is freaking hot as hell. But with all that being said, I would still want to kill this guy the most. I would want to fight this guy to the death the most, and him or Sam Worthington. But I heard Sam Worthington is coming out in a decent movie where he performs decently, and that's gonna be. I'm looking forward to that. Maybe there's maybe I can forgive Sam Worthington for Clash of the Titans and fucking his performance and fucking what was that, Terminator? Why the fuck was he Terminator? I don't know. Just a whole bunch of other movies like Avatar. I thought was pretty shitty acting. But anyways, what weapon would I choose for both sides? If I had to choose a weapon, I would prefer if I had a sledgehammer and Channing Tatum had a Fisher-Price plastic spoon, but Channing Tatum is kind of a fucking beast of a man, and so I think that he would easily just take that sledgehammer from my hand and beat my ass with it to death. So that would actually not work in my favor. I'd say I would have a backup sledgehammer tied to my back, or strapped to my back, if I could get a sledgehammer strapped to my back. And I would like to have a 12 gauge shotgun with his Fisher-Price plastic spoon from quite a ways off, so I can lay some buckshot into him and then proceed to beat his fucking face in with a hammer, because I hate that guy. Good question, Blacklight. Next question. A-Rod asks, what famous person would you like to meet and why? And because this is such a general question, because there are so many people that I'd like to meet that are on TV, and etc., we're going to limit this to music, because that's just what's off the top of my head. And if I had to limit it to music, I'd choose between three people that I'd like to meet. It's kind of breaking the rules, but this is who it comes down to. I would rather meet either Common, because Common has just had such a positive influence on my life. He's just been the same way that I try to be for you guys, occasionally, like giving you guys advice on things that I go through with my life or that I learn about my life, to be that positive influence that you guys can relate to. That's how Common is for me, because first I dug his music, his style, the way that he rapped, the things that he talked about, and then I started listening to his music, and it's like, okay, I can relate to this guy. This guy's a fucking, he's a beast, and he treats women with respect. He respects himself. He's a solid individual. He's all about cleaning his personality and just being a clean soul, and that's something that I could really relate to and aspire to become. And so that's what I had growing up. As a kid, listening to his music was just fucking amazing. And Common had a lot to do with how I was raised, because Filipino parents, they don't really spend too much time teaching you values. They just they just appreciate the fact that you're fed and dressed and you know, like those like basic things. You have a roof over your head, because that's what you struggle to have in the Philippines. So basic values, you got to get those somewhere else sometimes in Filipino homes. But anyways, next question. Next person would be Adele, because her music is just amazing. And you know, the lyrics, the songwriting, the vocals, the way that she has passion in her voice about the songs that she sings, just makes me really interested in what she's like as a human being. And I'd really like to know exactly what she's like in a one-on-one conversation about anything, really. So that's the second one. And finally, the third person that I'd like to meet the most is Kid Cudi. And it's a shame, because I could have gone to a concert that he had at my school, but I chose not to go because he made us wait for him for fucking like 2 hours. But had I, you know, listened to some of his music, more of his music before, I probably would have waited it out even longer. But I would like to meet Kid Cudi, because his music is just so real. It's just things that are real to him, in the same way that Drake raps about, you know, his adjustment to fame and the struggles that he has with that, and the woman that he's been with, and the friends that think he's changed. That's how Kid Cudi is with adjusting to fame as well, and his loneliness and his struggles with, you know, his mental state, and I can really relate to that. So he'd be the third one. Now, that's it for this Q&A. Make sure to leave a question for a future Q&A, and thanks for watching, bros. Peace out. This has been Jugs.